Development Corporation, the CEO of that corporation abe cancer ewo studio ha medical ya to manim say omo na 100% shareholders in Valco, the CEO ne Reindorf Chumesi Ankra Esquire wabe cancer ewo studio ha yene no ebedi enkomo. But before that no na earlier ni yedi nkomo fa Ayawaso East by election bekoso ho primary NDC for primary course and now in akofa nsem na aba yate say any electoral commission any parties ni be share a special IPAC towards the by election proper ebebaso on the 3rd of March and a by election no baso any MPP for nso one candidate Baba Ali Yusuf na when by popular acclamation and a part in Baba Ali not just say enya dia omo to aba ewo ho party no etnas no mabum no inti the statement said this decision follows extensive consultations by the National Executive Committee with key stakeholders aimed at identifying a consensus candidate with the strongest prospect of winning the seat. Inti party decided the party constituted a candidate search committee chaired by the General Secretary, the former General Secretary of the party, Mr. John Buedu. And after broad and thorough engagement with relevant stakeholders within the Ayawaso East constituency and the Greater Accra region, the committee unanimously recommended Baba Ali Yusuf, the current constituency secretary of the party, as the most suitable candidate. That's news coming through from the NPP, where General Secretary of the party, Justin Kodua Frimpong, and an insa eshe statement way asye Munshanen so emaiba mamembrana fe yene CEO enhye yen common as a councillor kwa bana ete sen yeah pacho chia bibia boko onyankopon adaroma ene mo bible so kakra yeah we are fighting for how long now GIADEC what was 6 months
Mr. T ejuma on the 2nd of March 2025.
Oh, okay. So that's like almost 1 year.
I think I might be 10 months.
10 months.
Yeah, I'm a 11th month, number one. Yeah. 12 months.
Wow. And for Obia only, yeah, Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation. Emuedu. Ejuma bena mudi.
We say, Miss answer me you are no. I mean, can say. And commodity be a cost say a dream, a minor dream pen so be I was say. Sebi a good DNA resources and coupon the family it me 2 and a month be a bit made the value be account am I yet answer ya their cop amanone akoton and no be boa my it may be in human my saying of FDIs Ghana's why I crab and Ghana's with aqua pro sure ain't he san commodia coso Phoebe Brainy apostle into 2019 and I buy a crate and rabbi. Say I buy a bauxite there. You better try BBR. Say bet me the bauxite now a test case of building value or value. Until another man Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation no buy. Say obey share. Say Ghana bauxite ni bet me the value account. Can't say bet me the value account. Say 2 bauxite now. You bet me the fafa processes. I'm gonna let me bet than aluminium. Bauxite no na buy primary product I dey aluminium.
The aluminium free bauxite.
The aluminium free bauxite. No. But I dey yen ni no, yen ni Ghana a refinery. And unfortunately no yeah smelter I do na nim say e friend
Valco no.
And also I didn't fear by over 60 years.
Over 60 years.
Into machines no nyama na etimi man dey adwuma mai o man nya so faso. I that be process ama I fidia nanka I was say etimi produce 200,000 tons of aluminium afibia no say you are struggling to do just about 40,000. Nti omo tie GIADEC no say o mehwe dumaku a obehwe na Ghana betimi atoto enema yi etimi build ye your friend integrated aluminium industry say offer free bauxite or they are called refinery or they are called smelter aluminium metals now they are called downstream business companies business alu works Domont alu train this angle for no
media
yeah near money here be used to be nti ye dwumade potin ne say ye bet ye nhwe say dwumade we no
ebetimi akoso that is the mono mu oversee the entire value chain
ye dwuma na
from ye bauxite na free form aqua refinery aba smelter in this case Valco na kwa could do end user na ho mo na mo hwe sa process ni na oh okay in the what that then means say Valco as a company na shemase
by virtue of a share transfer agreement executed somewhere around 2019 and now 2020.
Okay.
So first, not Valco na I buy in the crash shares no 100% since 2008.
Yes.
I buy in the crash 100% shares no. But in 2019, 2020, hold on, may refi exact date.
Okay.
I buy because of Jumedian or person.
GIADEC
or the shares na woman in 100% na Emma GIADEC. Say co na kwa ejuma
okay
dia wo hwebe bo man no fire
okay
sine be ya aban ye metwetwetwa wonam na menka de nti GIADEC na air corporation na nye bia authority and as any agency
okay
ni na na ewo ne nkyerase se wo call administrative law mu a ye ka se aban ko bi ana aban juma bi air corporation it is expected say obe run on commercial principles
yes
no generate profit nti na ma aban no the shares no matter go in fact so here emra no mukra say I say yeah apply international best commercial practices
okay
into no clearly no I say you operate commercially
na munya mfaso
o mine no into the adwumadie ina no we are guided we are profit driven and guided by how to kind of purpose we nya mfaso ama o mine no and na ye botaye kese
main way in say the whole canon by virtue of our share transfer no 100% shares are na aban ewo Valco we are transferred the
GIADEC it is a GIADEC Valco ni share
GIADEC
yes
okay now mun so no emra na establish GIADEC no apart from say move overseas our value chain here when you dey on common no more any other mandate be to do some other things
oh yes emra na my kwan say see to build industrial parks
industrial
parks say
okay
I say industrial park am chi na say kind brofo na oh
no
I say yen dedicate yen build it never say football park
yes
but just for industries industries means eno kan ye dwumadie no ena ye dwumadie even though we so enkan ye botaye ho pe se bia but ye niam ye hia se be ye be ma ye dwumadie na koso
okay
enti no to me friend saying botaye ba ko on mampan dia share say say ye bauxite no almost $1 billion in terms of reserves enti no ye hia railway ye hia port
yes
for bauxite no feeding combo and our fedginas so leverage it and get us some infrastructure even though and ye dwumadie potin ye mra no so kire say we should use our best effort to drive the underlying infrastructure nti na yaje kan ye ho a yeah because no na say be obi ni sika be shim no mu say resources be take here money crunch so ni sika be shim because then you can trade some of the bauxite not nearman kakran so also bit me in sika nti no ye the rails you know ye Ghana Rail Development Authority ye two anamo a ye try to drive it investment across the Western Corridor rail sector because I hold on link the mines to the Takrade port bauxite never nti ni na ya dey ka ho and from time to time no ye brief appropriate authorities on what we are doing
into what as CEO no or reported directly to Minister and as a president.
Pachama reported directly to Honorable Emmanuel Omakofibu.
Okay, lands. Okay. We agency under the Lands and Natural Resources.
Yes, we are agency under.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Enti uteki over near minim say now predecessor. I'm a Kaiser menini din komo ha. Mr.
Ansa.
Yes, Ansa. In that or Nyoma or dear Guaquemo to get the new corporation or running any other. Who take it over now or drawing? Was it well established structures in our any BBR?
Oh, make us say, GIADEC came into force
2019.
Sure. In terms of governance, it's okay. Still Sanke Nipa Crank because I feel with
yes.
By 7 years, still a it never be brave or yeah, you bet me. I never be brave. Sands it to come to be a best son Yamaka crowd, but America too, but I heard which one wedding queen, which one will do destination facility. Yes, we are share. And the Atlas, yes, I creating new department B. Sabab Boam yet me yet near my PSA. Say PSA generate immediate revenue. Quambers which me are fast. I understand. And also yet near my answer. A year to talk about Rebecca Kahua, Sinabaya Jumano, a bit me a father to my pa.
Okay, let's deal with the elephant in the room, which is Valco, because the Ghana for Ghana for this emotional and sentimental attachment to Valco, because it was such a big company those days, and still a potential that's about who taking over as CEO. No, now Valco states Ben and not a womb. Now company now who are then at the same as we speak and the same is it.
Okay, so what's about Shazi Bibi and Crack? Until midway,
okay.
But the candidate Naka. Okay. It
was 5th April 2022.
Number chop can you so date no.
When so 26th May 2022.
But chop can title na come
for the second one and I said
both mean the same subject matter.
Into 5th April the title request for approval to identify and engage a strategic partner for the Valco modernization into bracket retrofit project, project 4 of the integrated aluminium industry project. And at 26th May, the also request for approval to identify and engage a strategic partner for the Valco modernization into bracket retrofit project, project 4 of the integrated aluminium industry project. Yes.
Pacho, where my kind? So I may lay foundation. I'm the state Valco won't even before me.
Okay.
Now my science of fact. These are filed, audited financial records with the Registrar General from 2022 to 2024.
Okay.
We didn't command every race and say the Valco assay.
Yes.
We be our conclusions then Valco assay. Into a idea, I buy a Valco in a digest and quite best and befa. I'm a Valco assay a corner them. And into that 2022, Sana Mon, we know. I buy, as I said, excuse me, Obetu.
Okay.
Now I compare strategic investor.
Okay.
I'm money the Sikabishim because
and yes, sir, or compare investor money the Sikabishim.
No, then I check a Juma only.
Okay.
Because so kind document we share, but when Sika I buy a bottle too.
Yes.
Say invest an information. And then the child say, I don't want to go into the cabinet memo document that they call it.
Okay.
And also Osha ministers, a joint memo ministers they call it for this approval. Now, and no coach say, not a idea. At that time, 2022, I can once around February or March, Valco was shut down.
My main kind way for the purpose of clarity. Now, share or microphone the brow one. Good. Or say cabinet memo submitted by Samuel Abujinapo MP, Honorable Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Ken Oforiata, Minister for Finance, Matthew Okope-Prempeh, Minister for Energy, Alan Kwejuchere Martin, Minister for Trade and Industry, Joseph Kujo, Minister for Public Enterprises. And a subject near the said request for approval to identify a strategic.
If you only remember we May letter now can May and I buy no approval.
Okay.
Say GIADEC whenever come okay. Be no for the commission.
Okay.
They intimate 10 Valco around.
Yes.
This has a Valco chroma time no musi Valco. Na ejuma musi ne senka e say it me produce 200,000 metric tons of aluminium afibia
every year.
That's what we call the installed capacity.
Yes.
Men pempe ya me no ka say Valco what me akona ni ma 40,000. And a port lines no we install e no bako pe and a
juma
did ya carry na gu ho aye bom ho ka etimi fa hwe embro mine nti sa ne ma we na aban mpemfo etra sekase no was say ye bi fam den na ye betimi aye nti mo take decision we no before me take that decision we no ma KPMG ekoye audit of the Valco company no
operations ne bibia
to ascertain its liabilities, its assets.
Now the KPMG ko so mo ko company car o mo de any Japade okay.
Now KPMG ye ni nyuma nyina wie no na conclude say in 2023 or conclude say Valco na waka say adwuma kakraka no say ye come books ma na ye check your assets and liabilities na a board better so they could be $113 million.
$113 million for Valco,
because they cut almost over $400 million. I want to meet you.
A car and a dahono.
A dahono because said it's 2022.
Yeah, 2022.
A can a
that's fine.
Now we propose 5 options. So I buy options when you're as advisors.
Okay.
Shemu na can they open. So we check document where consideration of memo.
Yes.
By a committee that was set up by cabinet.
Okay. In the cabinet in 2022 set up a committee. So I'm consider memo na ministers na Ediabano. And away your report of the 7th meeting of the cabinet committee.
So they call B call. But we much recommended option.
Okay.
My highlights and the overall. Okay. So we share 5 options.
Yes.
No more recommend they say. So we check it the legal framework. Nema na de be boa oman no. Say be kwakọ ka kire obi.
Yes.
Who sika. Ye wo japade we. It will say ye wo kaka say ne wo ho. Who expertise no. Bra na ye be dom na ye ye adwuma ne mu. Na ye bom na mfa so aba ya che.
Okay.
So sika be shim.
Okay.
Buying the bottle so
but I think it's fair we read this. Into committee recommended option 5. Okay, yes. So 5 options.
5 options, yes.
And they recommended option 5.
Exactly.
Option 5, which is the recommended option, also consider the restructuring of the balance sheet of the smelter.
Exactly.
But for the investors' capital contribution to be 2/3 equity and 1/3 debt.
Yes.
With this option, GOG value would be maximized, the statutory requirements would be achieved, and it will be attractive to investors.
Exactly. Not just say, we cry, just say, I don't cry investors because of the state.
Yes.
But the cattle castle could the bit me. We approved by mail. And Valco, and we had a commission price water.
Yes.
Some of transactional advices. The price water buyer and you mean the boy, or don't bet me.
Okay.
And you can say Fofi and Twatter, or went to me and investor, and I buy a sign.
Yes.
To buy a sign, much. My appointment by and the bus Bibinti me take office a bit late.
Sure.
Because nice. It's in the core office, no major documents. Now I shall say make kind to know what needs to be changed, what needs to be done, and all of that. To make kind I'm a hungry. To me who when I'm a call me minister. I'm a minister. Say now, based on documents, any advice I mean in-house commercial team so on my year projections and financials not for.
Yes.
I think said to revive Valco, this is the only way out. Until let's give it a shot and see. Until or to JP now say any yen set up a new committee. This time around the committee any more GIADEC can grab Valco. Yen because we here finance for more, we here energy ministry for more. We here trade ministry for more. We here lands for more. Making sure say representatives every some ministries we now now representatives from Valco a troll letter come out Valco MD the nipa mienu buy Valco GIADEC to the nipa buy ministries no the nipa buy directors with the specialized with expertise 12-member committee which was co-chaired by a former manager of a former board chair of Valco and a former manager of Aqua because Aqua was also ABD Valco so at some point. Into a normal co-chair because of more industry understanding and knew the needs of Valco. Into a co-chair.
Sure.
A committee no minister inaugurated one office the 2 bedroom and will be who said Niama Sena Ekoso. See Mojuma. I think say early this year, January. No more catcher and say Omo Mojuma reports. Abba. The weather report no buy no say o check it GIADEC mrana or say policy decisions no say board no e dey say team so
yes
nti e dey control board anim board net na se no kra no omo a board members na multi committee so omo nto aba ne bi the rest voted unanimously that let's go with this ABCD people because we have looked at the report
and that 12-member committee was set up pursuant to recommended option 5 and on that omo committee we na juma say omompe the suitable investor.
That is all.
Okay.
The committee the judge say expressions of interest now banana proposals about some be Valco. Mo hwehwem.
Okay.
Mo to companies nano. Na mo kan kire de mo hwehwem no. De mo say owo sika no. Owo global reach no.
Yes.
Technical competencies no betimi de aye adwuma no.
Sure.
Ama Valco etimi atene around. Eno kwansi ho and yes, Valco turning around to just produce 200,000. Obet made extra 100,000 minimum account. I mean, a production capacity na akọ 300,000 within a certain period of time, about 36 to 48 months. So we call you one report by no call, and I will take decision. Near the call minister. The minister so yeah, so yeah, now also approval so here. And also you here approval and also here the consultation. Now, or my go ahead. Yeah, it's hot na you do. The eye and cry just the first phase. But I mean, can't say.
And none of this committee work now. Valco reps na eka.
Yes, in fact, reps no yeah. I don't want to mention names, but there were one director and one deputy. One of the deputy CEOs. Represented Valco. They were there. They participated. I think the committee had about 12 or so different meetings. Online, in person. They were there at all times. Report by no sign it that they agree with the findings of the committee and everything. And you know, right from the onset, you know, Valco has been part of the process. The management has been aware of the process. They have contributed to the process. So we are aware. So because you be, like I say, young consult you be maybe our no management of Valco na briefing. But obi are aware.
Okay. As you see, where we've gotten to it, the Valco revival, no, a committee na we o majuma, or must settle on a company or consortium omo fi say was say the adwuma no ema won na omo di omo investment e ba ma adwuma ne san epeja e ho na sesi ayewo na ho na dey empanfo decision ye dey we ye dey empanfo no gituma ombeba na ye adwuma nti ho na yedu but my main counsel say nti dede na aba media mu ne demonstration say koso say GIADEC for beton Valco na mu be workers ni nyina di ne ade no enya nokre
obi o men kasa enya nokare ena minim se nipa na mo kasa se enim se enya nokare esan se so be kaya ya chro letters ya press release ama sign dey ato bontin aka se enya saa na tie na ade a ye beto ya hwehwe mu ye hu se na be boa Valco no eno na ye pese ye to so se ye na adent na time na e koso no wan ye saa demonstration we one sorry entia one fact one co demonstration and bobo nkofodi adentina sebi president John Mahama bae o say ade we yen to aso na make sure say be revive Valco am let me nya afa ntimo pefra na wa sorry demonstration na ban na won pen asem ana John Mahama na won pen asem ntu pese o ye bibia na plant no ho no e be shut down completely na John Mahama anya din bone ana aseden eno na ye obotae ana den eno na me dwen ho a lewe me say mentiase because en kane no na utaechi ugitum say yenye nti den na asesa within a space of less than 24 months then na asesa na hwe nsesa because who document dem prayer me pese be body but where every hifa if you have company Valco now you be be am hu assets 2025 check it net assets 2025
yes
2025 document if you want kasa net asset 2025 then
and no yeah
97
net asset value 97 million 2025
which is a dip in
from 113
to 97 and yeah me document new me say nim e adwuma nan kasa documents this we be just now catch us say yeah asset here 1 billion a business onya sa yi ni free onya free
into what is on record financial statement audited 2025 net asset 97 million
yes and okra no and first page no who the loss that was recorded in the year 2025 the loss before EBITDA was 14. Loss after EBITDA was 22.something million dollars. And you know, and that has been the trajectory. I mean, the way audited and filed records, it has been the same for the past 10 years. Sakrabia and Shadambo. Losses upon losses. Now, we are supposed to operate commercially. Now, Sawuna Ewojuma. As Empaha Mutina, money, mo owner, 10 years, we make profit. So, we found a Papa kwa was when sika be she mama adwuma na time tumpon enti adentina ode ono adwuma ye ne dia no se me tu na mon we na metimi de adwuma no mabiem ma na yekese na metimi fa nipa metimi nya global reach na wo a wono ofo adwuma mu na se adwuma no ye ya obetimi negotiate proper terms and conditions of service wafa nnua ne sekan na nam kromo kuntopa.
Is it the fear of the unknown, say ebia say new investors yi eba na workers ne ebe lusu won adwuma and amomu bia ya apprehensive and say eden?
So obi my main cancer say you can vacuum na a specialized area into scale no any scale abet me sikru no akofa nsa akwa.
Yes,
into the idea investor bia oba no would do himself or herself a disservice by laying off the existing staff and no crown nan channel as part of the considerations at the age man. Key priority here retention of existing staff and increase in the staff. Into that end the person ye ma ni payetimi biem na ni we nya adwuma ye na we yo mo ha wansa koka unemployed numbers now. Into no me se me dwen ho a and pass me my trials me hu amon kuku kaka ne ma na mo ye no hu ne kuku ne kaka na mo ye ne mo nyina so ma trials me hu me kwate ya yesi on pese mo alternative na alternative ne ye debt financing wo check it we ya me de ma wo ma it was started the options.
Yes,
five options no na man is no adena already at the Canada yeah they can buy $400 million.
Why never ma
against which book are you going to borrow? And our ban so you're not just about sovereign guarantee. Into what will be the basis of your borrowing? And our production capacity now will generate less than about $150 million a year. And you need $600 million just to retrofit. Excluding capital operating capital is about 150 for the initial phase. We are talking about $750 million. Into no size can kofa we. This is our forward sales of aluminium now we na. Aluminium now producing is just about 40,000. But the fancy world aluminum price crack up to 4,000. That's 160 million a year. And because when the can turn, it is already going to the money you get is going to go into servicing the prior operation cost. Into send Rebecca, you're also already recording losses. Into send Rebecca, that's what they call expansion. And
it's clearly not.
It is not an option. It is not an option, and I am not a financial expert. But me the margin to Tunhua is not an option. It is not an option. And our banner say option way, and our experts naka option when they consider you know. They must have that. Ama our banner so estimate still some form of control, some form of say, and then get its people employed, get Valco revived, and get the necessary revenue tax among others.
Okay. It based on the recommendation of the committee, you know, I recommend a joint venture of a sort.
Yes.
In the abine ebewo how many percent
and na make say so we share emra no ma e ka say GIADEC okoye bibia sa in the value chain na you should strive to at least retain 30%.
30%, okay.
Into no expressions of interest we bring na buy no omo nyina started from 70%. Nto omo nyina cut across obia minyi otwe minyi obia de but say no ene nyina negotiations e bia ban betimi aka say o ka say 70. Yeah, accept where you know, but 70 maybe I 35, yeah, 40, yeah, 60, and then in conversations, trade-offs I remember. Into the agency for them say because the party car 70 into changing everyone is 70, but it's still part of the negotiations that will go on before the definitive and as Sanaya sign it, final agreement. It's a one say the no agreement must sign it. I'm going to be at and once say, but the 70 I may ban when I may pay 70, but me free and menya 60, menya 65.
Yes.
And I be a buying so there, we see can be shame on crown. Obi crank or say auto, Nanko, but to the 90 and 80, and any decision because all share memory I made them out. A statue was say, Omu Kono Munya investor new year.
Sure.
I'm messing about back to cabinet. Now.
Oh, okay. In the natural still our cabinet will have a role to play in the final.
Oh yeah. So I'm going for person party as no. Na se be bi obi. Ba ko ni yati ansan ya wo me. Ene me papa kra ya yepe. Nti e be de na me maso aka se me koton ade a me papa ene me papa age yepe. Nti no so onia ma no mo ka no. Wo de ko wo assess a en shada en pass.
But eventually, you know, would you commit say everything in terms of say a company or say a consortium Mobe settle on eventually, no. Mobe Ghana for who companies involved, maybe.
Oh, of course. Obi, Abaye Jumani, Abaye Jumano tries on transparency.
Yes.
Amongst others. Somebody can catch it on. First, 2024, 2023, committee almost set here. It only had representatives from GIADEC.
Yes.
And Valco. But yeah, by no, listen, no. Many ministers did home comments. Then more transparent and more open. Because finance, I saw my financial figures. Energy, I saw chair energy neighbor. Until BM ministries never count. Until clearly we are committed or we've demonstrated that we are conditions. Or the ABR 3 years, 4 years, 24 months, and a bay money in area in Tigana for Munina, monitor. They hold you more accountable to ensure, say, on beating a Jumana as a Omoyan.
Okay. And we start the layman questions. Okay, yeah, Kasa about Valco, any Valco revival. Adentina, GIADEC nearly this idea, and then I'll make
Oh, because we are lawyer.
Yes.
And I wouldn't say about companies. Shares, no, is owned by different people.
Sure.
Not the companies. Sure. The company cannot own the shares.
Yes.
So the shareholder, about transfer of ownership, a shareholder in the leading segment, and a company, no.
Yes.
Shareholder, I bet you say, me, I feel that I do my bread, may own a bill, may Tommy shares. Or next service you. Management no of company in ni hu kete bia obetumi akotena kokoma ka se me shares me dem obi me dia channel management do dia ne say ejuma wo ye no be koso who is the owner na there enfa wo sa but aya ban ejuma intine ha na obiem ama nipa ba enu ntina e ma Valco e be ka se mo mra na mo so ye ntoto adwene hwe de betimi but ye ka ne mra kwan so fenchim dia
e GIADEC ejuma we
say ye ton na ye nton e GIADEC ejuma because GIADEC na buy na power say yes ejuma we mama Nti GIADEC ejuma Valco no need the right or need the right authority or anything to go and say I agree or disagree. And you know it is not, it does not lie in the mouth of Valco to say that. Because I buying and I when they are buying the someone GIADEC. To GIADEC ni buying a bit disankita ho. Na buying my directive na akoye. Oh no, it is not yours. It's not yours.
Valco ejuma ne say shareholder they taking the decision we are.
No, I tell you,
management just implement the.
That's all. I'm on policy. This is what I want to get this year. So make sure it happens. And now we the answer better the uncle Tom and the on Tom. It is not your decision to make. And the man will say, "Honna, at least we are lawyer. It's not it. So corporate governance we are secretary. And I'm also my corporate governance experts not here. But that is how it operates. Shareholder, my main finance found to kakra. I say, oh, what dying?
Yes.
Now what tenants? A team. Now what plan is be up so relocate into what turn down.
Yes.
Not tenant say yen penny so turn down na mass miss.
Na only here ni home.
Now ni here ni nkom. Na tenant dey wo say o na naba na 2 years na rented down. What name 2 years away and I say what your refund now call baby. Wo dey anu no. Who is the owner of the house ni there? Enye wasem. Enti asema enti no tokwa ne sebi de na e koso ne yen penny be penny ni e koso. Ese ni pa nyi omo ho nti ase say. Fefe na efe. Say abayin de na abayin beka se pese meti o ne nti bra na beka but abayin no eni enye inhye say abayin tie wo ne abayin na ye Ghana for no de say tumi na man say onye de be bo man no say oye na aman for tiwan for say mo mpene a afi so on beto ba say oye na ekoyi a to abayin credit nti na wo de ne say wo be bo abayin na ne vision na o so wo say be de yewe no wo de ne say sebi wo be yi nneema betwintwan abayin na enam mu nyina free kwam na sebi omampanyin na timia ye na juma smoothly enya wo de ne so de nnua ene kukaka betutu aban ne kwam ama na
in this case in podie in every step of the way aban and as a shareholder and making sure say mo ye part of the decision making process
that is it.
More reps
more reps no documents ne chairs almost signing a report no accepting the report as a reflection of the committee's deliberation and decision into no they don't free here into say sebi your reps were there to give you briefings.
Yes.
Maybe our won't brief you, they don't see say you need to know. Those who need to know, so those who need to know have the federal obligation to inform you.
Sure.
So we met GIADEC. How do you expect me to come to Valco when you have an MD, you have a management, you had reps who are on a committee to come and brief you?
Who is in the known process?
Yes. How do you expect me to come and brief you?
They have to do the briefing.
Now say you. I'm paying from no the Juma Mensa. I don't think so be payment. Ako my secretary ho for briefing.
Yes.
And I said my secretary me ho.
And for briefing.
And this about I said oh nipa na mo company mo pa so metra o mesi mo na hu no.
That's true.
Because records no clear.
The other thing will be say from where you sit, no, when all is said and done, say a Valco retrofitter, and then the say new investor ne bar, Yamana who terms no be clear. Say new investor ne started a Juma. Or more bed, or more changing machines. What specifically now?
You can't retrofit essentially is to modernize.
Okay.
Valco is use P69 technology. And coincidentally, Valco was commissioned in 1967 and it used P69. I'm just saying, technology they use now over 60 years old. And then will be a use into a boka. Because another Kahona power use energy rough. And to me, it's not efficient. Inti o check memo na kan no ma technology baseline technology are buying a pen D18 or better. Into this were part of the conversation. Into nipa na oba no we are going to ensure that you deploy the baseline or better. And when we do this, one, it creates efficiency, it reduces energy consumption. We retrofit all the existing lines, create additional lines. That is job creation. Valco has the potential directly to employ about 3,000 to 4,000 people directly. They say
currently staff are why you're saying.
Oh, last time Fred SNITS to get an official figure, no, it was just about 650.
Omona Juma Omutimi working on 40,000.
40,000, no, it's just about 650. And no crowd about 200 are contract staff. The cast staff and Kasankasa just about 450. But I don't know about me. Ama ya increase to about 3,000. Inti adana ya nyina ya mwa. Ema adana nkosuma abayne Ghana fo nyina. We ade ba ko a it has no political color. Because when we say documents are no are purely commercial KPMG price water these are commercial entities providing rendering advisory services. They are commercial, pure commercial financial decisions that are being taken. Obi GIADEC committee. Na me lawyer. Sebi ochina His Excellency. Me dana nza me chance me som wona ban. E so no ka say rend of me pay wo ha biwa. Me go to me practice. So I say enye me dia but ye me si ho ne dia. E wo say dia me gidi say be bo man no. E say metime ye. Na da chi bi no anya hwe kra no ye ka yabo me din say ye tie na yebo kwa me nkromadi. Sure. Ye na yebo leaders bi din. Nti say enso ye ka say oh Valco say etime 200,000. Akwa bi baaso Valco for ne kunto kwa but na ni den no time ye. Ali say bebo di say yebo bebo ya mo hwe ka bebo di aka.
Yeah, it's true.
Nti ye na ye de betimi aye. Ama na kone.
Yeah. I think in all of this, now, apart from the claim and maybe more you say oh GIADEC for beton Valco any of the CEO interest or in the company say but I think you've done a good work in addressing our concerns. The next thing yes mo ton Valco nsase and those Valco nsase bi go ha GIADEC for asase na ton kra me hu be asase no enam and those ho asem to say
sebi Ebia, me fancy me lawyer antin.
Yes.
Me ye me try to study the documents first.
Sure.
Na me take a decision. Me boss, person be boni but me boss be a mu sanya.
Yes.
Obaka say, offer me Ray. How did you come by this? I had to go and study the documents. Into no, I did be a me bia no. And make sure say me kind I say me for position where
yes
I can justify it.
Yes.
Sebi me son His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Sure.
Me som aban ka say ye pese ye ade we ya. Me na so ka say e hye wase nti hweso say e betimi aya.
Yes.
Me botaye nyina ne say me make sure say ade na aban pese o ye no. Obetimi aye. Na ma omampan na nije.
Yes.
Na ma oman no so mpuntu na koso.
Okay.
Nti omampan say okohu ade e wo oman mi so eye ne fe. Opese etimi ye bi ma
oman. Eye bi wa. Okay.
Wa frɛ eduma koku ye nyina ye hiem e di ho nkomo ye se ɔma mpanye betimi aye se okay mommo ame na yenye die nim na mommo ame wo ne o minister munnem na mommo ame na yenye ye ba ne ya hyase e frɛ TDC ye nyina nim sɛ
Temasase mampanyi ko hu ya na ye ne fe
industrial park.
Industrial park.
Yes. Industrial park a
o bi o man bi so.
O man bi so.
O se onya bi o Ghana ha e beboa
no.
E na o de beto manim. Se di anim na yenye.
Okay. No ya omampanyi a o dwe ne mama. Because o call ho no hu nipa e free ho eba. Ejuma akreti. Ade we say me yebo mama mu a me job creation agenda be say me yi. Bet me akoso. Me ni ngofo en kasa hwe. Ono ma ide me yo ma gya tum. Say bet me be boa. But also e say we ABCD.
And for more amunim no makasa asem we had say there is something interesting happening in Benin. Uko Benin, there is a major comment, I think in Comunicos Redino Ebeba. They've done an amazing job. Industrial park, a CPI Benin, a create thousands of jobs in Benin. And now we follow the chief of staff, Julius de Bobo, say, only the government delegation Benin to go and study what is happening in Benin. Tianona Randolph Kase Omampeni Kohui. And who said no idea is be back Ghana beboa e create jobs bebre e wo ye mamenti no na o share o mo so mo nhwe na omuntu ho anamon in the end of yes o mampanyi ma mo target no anaso ma mo task no ehin na makwa kodu with it and nam so ma valko asase be mu no
nti ene ma so ma asase avalko fo say yo mo dia ba
okay
ni nyina ye nim say TDC a buying company. Na asase bebre wo tema no TDC dia.
Yes.
Now TDC was established somewhere in 1952.
Okay.
And Ayana Nkofo we no.
Okay.
The TDC acquisition was done pursuant to an EI in 1954.
1954.
That's colonial government Nigeria and Sas. No the ma TDC.
Okay.
So that time bear in mind now you need anything called
Valco. That's true.
There are documents I say for Valco to even enter the land to even start work, they got a right of entry from Valco. Sorry, from TDC. That's your lawyer.
Yes.
Right of entry. Yes. Sometimes like conditions of release.
Sure.
In 2017, April specifically, Valco a letter command TDC asking for a renewal of the expired lease, which also further demonstrates
Valco command TDC.
Asking for
demonstration assassin TDC there.
In fact, they surrendered the lease because now it expired 2017. So they surrendered it and sought for a renewal. And at TDC can say, assassin the man so too much. 500 and something, more used to be more used to just about 200 and something. Now there's a portion that we want to designate for a government-led project. 2017, no.
Okay.
Now Sebi, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, number somebody a different projects.
Okay.
And no call back and forth until finally it was concluded say baby a plant this no yere mama but they are can there yan fa mama nti me check a documentation as I saw one as far back as October 2025 or so or 2024 TDC wrote emphatically to inform some assassin back until on the strength of these documents I went to TDC that this project which you were there when we were all asked
when the president
can this land be made possible for us? Now, you say, won't provide the land, GIADEC as the regulator and as the entity with the mandate to do this, minimum any company, going to a strategic partnership. Now, you develop it, now reserve a portion of it for aluminium related activities only. It's never a GIADEC between the energy. You call back and forth and
not just the proposal was TDC the assassin Emmanuel. More equity in the project.
Equity in the project. Okay. That is, in fact, that is it. And until that is, they are buying, they contributing.
Yes.
Now go find this cabbage. I don't be now. Now I don't know why is you. So much just rent na se for na. About be saying be.
That's true.
Until you say be a two and completely. But the sika be shema ya ma de na be e bo na kosoro. No wia factories no operate. No budget tax. Who benya employment. Who SNIT workers be paid. So it is to be a person have bigger picture. No, it is to the benefit of the
country. It is for clarity's sake. No, Utu and among called TDC one of Mukudis and common. Because after some years she will go through documents. No, Uba to the to that emphatic way say the land in question a TDC assassin. based on all the evidence
yes
then you val kwasas
okay and we a lawyer and a lawyer for a can be rebuttable presumption at this point
yes
there is a strong rebuttable presumption that the land belongs to TDC this will before be say assassin any TDC there on file documents for evidence bra near share into your chain but so far me san kan krata bia
okay
I chere assassin any TDC there
okay
and into honey
okay
and
but because this industrial park near very critical no in more engagement with TDC here obia tene ho ase ama omode assassin no aba
TDC assassin on fire omo ye ho adwuma guess and then Monday that's last Sunday crowd many TDC boss and the company's rep went to the site to go and check omo so be take the necessary
how many acres
how crowd the crowd body is just like a fraction of Benin for there it's just 122 or 27 hectares Benin there is 7,500 hectares
and that's why mono throw up so many jobs
for Benin into make I say yeah negotiations in crowd but me catch and come say you should aim at creating for at least 5,000 direct jobs no say no at least 10,000 sorry no say no more than them so Benin because Benin has over 30,000 direct jobs I'm running 3 ships me call always and call for back na be call and this youth population maximum 35 and
Benin a garment industry ana
it's an industrial park so there are various companies on it government waha ebi waha ebi steel ebi tiles ebi there are different companies but because that's why it's a park in one industrial park into Roma between a company steel between a company aluminium between a company other metal between a company it's a park like more like a friend shop and Quebec say supermarket and a shopping mall Roma to me and so the shopping mall of industrial shopping mall sane into no omampan aka a chance say no person into me appointee masudi is a kwa mefa so aboa ama say good and this no one ebi I say kramenti ase ye but penyin de obehu no ebi adache matnase amedo nsa ato ha maybe amenom ebi ameto amenom me cook na bi no na be a picture na be clear to me the papa no hu ye na me hu ne sa time
yes
so it near bi o ha ye ndi fe kakra to omo di enim no sebe omo nim de akwa achi chen ne won be hu aye hu ye nti ase no enti no ese ye boa na de won pese mo ye no etime koso it is not our responsibility to create impediments and American enti wo de ne say wo be prapra kwam sebi otumfo ba ye won kofo mo de nim kan
omo prapra
kwam enti wo ya appointee a waso de ne say wo be prapra kwam mo nipa no se na be ya oba ne nan ankoporibo ana ankosunti enti ye adwuma ne say ye prapra kwam papa no e ma na miso ade sin no
the company and for more Mubusa say industrial or business park no any business park this is an industrial park it's a production and you know, we were business park, it's me offices, normal offices, a man for offices, where an industrial park, a production, because may try say, Benghazi to pull the video, now man for what is happening in Benin. Benin, you know, it's a massive idea, and that is what the president wants to be done in Ghana. It will be showing more sharing on a YouTube live stream, no bar, Ubehu, the air cost Benin, your friend on the Glow Jibe Industrial Zone. GDIZ ewo Benin said the MD CEO Ekayano throw up some 30,000 jobs direct and indirect direct as a emrantian about 30,000 sorry in this industrial zone. It's a massive thing. And no man penny who we are or per se the same company Benin from Arise integrated industrial platforms or more ena eba ababa ye ebi ewo Ghana has said the CEO kama into your money TDC and GIADEC and air boom no buy this industrial park and it's on now more sharing live on YouTube no oba ube where the air happen ewo Benin and it gives you an idea what would be happening here and any Benin the into more show YouTube no ube massive where Benin no don't be there Benin here 2025 Benin and a woo I mean can when I call across na
Honorable Marietta Brew.
Yes. Okay, legal counsel.
Can say exported textiles from Benin to H&M. Any TM win.
Oh,
we were all in shock.
Wow.
We were all in shock.
Wow.
It is a manufacturer have Benin population crane Accra.
That's
it. On my pain when you said you know say Fabibra.
Sure.
Then more me my mafona. Why would we even haggle over it?
Yeah.
Why would we even haggle over it?
For more share, you know, said you're not CEO can we buy was always as a beans products no more into different companies be bring the industrial park. And you will not believe it. Say, oh, shall we say where there is some Washington DC, Benin, Dubai, company, but this is just in Benin. Ya no here or Benin. Into Ghana should even be doing more. And Osha, state of the art. And the Benin president no took personal interest no pushes Hadi away at the Ebaya, and that is what Ghana would also want to do. There is also and Makawa had said the special economic zones and so Ghana almost a similar thing, but that one is private sector led. Almost massive Newman or more tema. And it's a way about the Kanwa. It is just throwing up so many other jobs. Into my more special economic zones chamber no, led by Richmond Kwame from Ponso Abaso. They're also doing some really good stuff. Dawa Industrial Park, many other industrial parks are a war Ghana. My main comment on the Valco story, no, because Senina CEO Air can a lot of the new man now Castle Babeto happened under a binder than in terms of putting the committee together. Committee I chair option a buying emfa enye jumani adeno happened 2022-2023. At the time na CEO and as MD of Valco na the Honorable Titus Glover mamene no eni nkoma na menye na dwen tretew na afa ye nto aso Honorable akwa be ko si san so ni na I maybe be busa tell your ten na we busa in terms of I maybe musa in the Honorable tell your 10
o back you jugwa
me da ya as be say bibia yoboko nice
income organize there
very necessary. Very necessary. Mate, enti me pacho we de tell me ne GIADEC CEO ewo studio ha ba ye di nkomo no nneoma bi eba apa me gidi se some of them happened under you time now ye MD ewo Valco o ya aware say there was a cabinet memo ministers be at the core cabinet say yenhwe strategic investors into Valco na omomehwe 10 around Valco we are aware of bibisa
osebuso metase mami fa kwenya wena achia utifo na shofo nyina achia CEO ewo studio enokwe the Convaco
FM.
I think early April 2023 as Deputy CEO. But 1st August 2023, no, and we taking over from my predecessor, Mr. Daniel Champon. In the briefs, you know, and then who say, I'm buying with the board at the Pricewaterhouse and Coopers. Say I wanted a strategic investor. Na yan Vaco. I mean, we share the history of Plantonoa. Early sisters. And a Kaiser Ned of Tankoma. SC Plantonoa. The current technology I did human. Year 269. It's cost of production, no. It was so bad. The modern technology, Arab world, any other places, you know, almost the 318 technology, you know, that is more efficient and cost efficient. And the Pricewaterhouse went before I left to become the regional minister. And the and NPP Dala Jango Kufado Bayano, na yempe investor Obabe because the machines in here are obsolete. I say, me guys those days, me take you over no, not the border house that see me and sure pet.
Oh, incoming national organizer na ujina hena asa wa homa ni twetwese o.
Yeah.
Yeah, kakra, yes.
Na me ka say one of the major machines na produces steam into green carbon. Yeah, they mix it pet coke, any pitch coke, no, to produce the green anodes, no. Na say, I have two different machines. Na baku ye juma, na baku say, but baku de na say kra. So they were managing this machine for all this while. But me do be take you over, no. Na me predecessor at 30%. Na ye credit free China diaba. Quickly, no, I was me dispatching engineers. Any technicians near the China. You 30%, no, any the buyer. To assemble the new boiler machine, no, I produce steam. They did mix pitch coke, pet coke, no, to produce the green anodes into the carbon bake. The idea na ehunya papa. We so who call carbon bake. Very important multi-purpose crane, MP crane. And then a lifty green anodes, no, na dia share bake no. Na yedi very saying ya kataso and the generate heat na ya near anodes no being here na machine no as a lifting biom na the upper conveyor so all the way at the loading room. That machine is no so say na take hours, sometimes days, and send the baby ejuma. We call cell lines, we call spare parts we need a total overhaul of the entire plant. And the buying at the time so invested their bar any one no. And is a yendumi yet not say a buying for rubber. No say or go pay investor maniaba abeboa. I think the yen chain was what is important is there should be stakeholder engagement. Me just you in common body in ano and an appointment will be send me say union for no demonstration or more attacking CEO the messenger uniform omo to omo wati in semba say ya sitin kunya Emma ye bonkomo na I'm seeing the threats of the union for their members in terms of job security. Now when the banner stakeholders, stakeholders are the Ministry of Finance and Forestry, GIADEC, VACO Board, Industrial and Commercial Workers Union, omo nyombe trase. I see you be more or share the interest of the job security of their members. Say invest and buy yam pamu be free. Union for munya abotre because I am ejuma. Mo mi wo hono muka say ejuma no e conform. Machines ni aya dada. And you come ben na say hye mo awode a ye beboa na ejuma no akoye nimu. And the omo abotre na yen transe because a man is say na say wo ma nkomobo no wo mpie ne so a there will always be suspicion. What does it?
Yes.
There will always be a suspicion. But so munya butre na bucheche muma union for no mutiatia. At least they'll be carried along. Now a total ownership between the management, the workers, the board, GIADEC, and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. And the return power. So I'm in support of the initiative. But Metia Industrial Park, land in Okano. To flashback, I recall say lease na TDC the Mavaco at the time no they were on expire.
Yes.
Na TDC was demanding 800 million Ghana cedis at the time. And before me no the board no edi kan ko Zakufado esre no. Na mon kan che TDC say Vago for no yezika semenye. And the Zomanyan community to kakamfa emfama omo. So before I left you know the president through Azandi Bedi wrote to me yeah, reduce 800 million, I think 140 or 144 million cities at the time, which was manageable. And it's happening that then the lease will be renewed for the next 50 years. But me can say, here the CEO can say, and say, I don't know what it is. My teacher will trade division, the TDC. Vago for to commit themselves to TDC. It's a conversation that GIADEC should find out whether indeed Vago had made some commitment on the land. At least so move for mum for the nyina. Because the total land site is about 320 acres.
Yeah, but not say TDC for say land na smelter ne was so there no mo de be ma Valco. But the akano. The akano impono. No, CEO provided information me pacho mama yentie yes CEO.
The akano cry. What they for projects. They are giving just 127 hectares.
127 hectares for the project.
There's still excess there.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that's still excess.
Yeah,
that's
excess for sure.
Then that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Very well.
And the Obi, media, the Abeya Vaco, Ebe Soxino, and the Damacomaso.
Sure.
Because the workers there are so hardworking. They call Monsieur Duma Bibri. Monsieur Dibibri. I knew nothing about aluminum smelting. But me two my bus here, me call night shift.
Yes.
We had 3 months of training.
Oh.
3 solid months. Me call shift, night shift. Me two of almost every week me took up plans 2-3 times just to understand the production cycle of the entire process. And he said, "I might the investor no pa na you best say and yes investor no bano obey use vago assets at the raise capital. That's not going to be possible. Yeah,
na
show proof of evidence or this kind of back.
Absolutely.
The council or the basso mom fango to consolidated fund no.
Absolutely.
They can open an escrow account between GIADEC Vaco and investor.
Yes.
Then they should give us a plan, a development plan as to what exactly they want to do. Now will catch a CEO say, development program no ibano. Are they going to retrofit everything? It's going to be gradual. And maybe in the first year we want to do 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Then this is where we're going to go. I'm here when is and then I'm some of the investors are very tricky. We share shipyard, Malaysia, where you won't be dear one. And you're surely the money. And the CEO, any board, no, how many, no, me make you sure, say, roadmap, no, in terms of development agenda, no, I did this. No, mean this one, and they are not a chichimuni, but I'm in full support. Whatever they would do to revive the plant, I'm in support of it.
Fantastic. CEO,
I'm addressing it.
Yes, in the honorable title, so Jinasono say or address one issue.
The issue about stakeholder engagement.
Stakeholder engagement, okay.
Oh, sorry. Make us say this one was to determine who we are going to deal with.
Yes.
I think the best starting
main way.
So approval by best starting main engagement.
Yeah.
But just what?
Yeah.
Into your honor, Siga Krabeba on board because Siga is in charge of state-owned enterprises.
Yes.
A committee will put together to put on the table what the concerns. Mr. Ajman Matis, Mekana Mo Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and a press conference. Did many Mr. Ibrahim Mahama at the president in Abem say Biria and Sasia Tomano. Sending a message, catch and say Bagana, you will deal with that issue. And so before I know my that's all the voice record I have it on my phone. And some more can find me home urging people to be ruthless against government, inciting them. Now my phone so ne shouldn't hear me say because you put Taibia at the end of my house on minor tumpon. Until say it me focusing on that. It is not about individual or personal interest. I don't know minor. Let's sit down and discuss it and work around it.
That's true.
And our engagement is now coming. It will come.
Okay.
When we get a go ahead, say go ahead. We will have to sit everybody down. But some catch us say when we're having the engagement, we put on top of the list retention and increment in staff.
Increment in staff, yes.
Into the how can we put retention and increment in staff and then the workers will still be agitated. And you still be agitated. Yeah, the press release at all. Yeah, can action was it was now no more reps on the committee. The reps knew what went into those questions and answers before the report was prepared. Yes. They all know say when it comes to the committees and then the project that is ongoing, job retention, job increment is key on the agenda.
Okay,
it's key on the agenda.
That's fine. And from Miami experience working with ECG, I remember say at the time and that PDS and Common Air Cost that apprehension was there on the part of the staff. But it do not make sense for an investor coming to say something bar being such a technical area, no. Maybe palm workers are more in and why not your mobile education. It stands to reason say and ECG staff no more staff. PDS by nobody was sacked. Because you need to work with them, you know. As time goes on, I say Odin Kofoka Babekan now the Mababe County. I think Valco staff also should Omuma Nyoma and your car. Say the CEO Akano. the engagement no what happen when the go ahead is finally given. On be engaging all the stakeholders. Now the woman also no or Timiaka. Honorable Titus Glover, incoming national organizer, ma se papa for your input. Bibiani ebesi din komobio. Why? Hello?
Want to know Abandia.
Yes.
Now okay, be a final venison disposal of the shares, you know. Cabinet have to approve, which is the right way to go.
Sure. Because
minister never say any memo. No, they are called cabinet meeting for cabinet approval. Na Bibia to ye the mind. Vaco can be revived.
Yes.
Because Vaco is Tema and Tema is Vaco. What does it?
Yes.
Now, President catch a TDs. She want to know.
Oh, wahom manage to CBO incoming organizer. Hello? Aha, yes.
Assassin TDs go I can say. Only a GF Vaco for 7. Lease now. TDs what the man Vaco for 60 years. I expire now. Oko constitution no and like 25. Or see assassin is a would you say would call ya dear. Na the person would hear no won't be fun, yeah.
Yes.
It must revert back to a lower orders.
Sure.
And Hono Tema Fusu, no, you need to was some because Vaco the assassin said, or the Bayer aluminium smelting. Yeah, the far air smelt on the Akano. TDC on to me for assassin, and the Temaconiano, Yababa. Yes, you will.
And then another level in common.
And I make a no, and the Mungaja, TDC, and say, as I do at Tomafodia.
A different common.
And then a different in common. That in common can be had. All right, that's it, right. Daniel Nikwate, Titus Glover, former MD, Valco, and Moten and Can. Yes, CEO.
But I mean, can come say, as part of your engagement,
yes,
who said, Honorable Kasai, and I'm a at least what's within the voice. This is not a political matter. It's a pure commercial matter and must be looked at commercially. Because say I buy equity company.
Yes.
I buy the NHS, you don't operate on commercial principles. Sure. Many ministers crab it home come. I say call for a friend saying annual general meeting.
Yeah.
Except Valco management no better radio my
over
the year because as shareholders we deserve to know.
Of course.
It's no nanching. Friend saying engagements ne cost. One of the other key thing now I have Valco's production or production cost was power supply or power generation. Into the sectors needed in common.
Yes.
One of the things that we're expecting from whoever will be selected is demonstrate to us how you would generate power at a cheaper cost for the plant so that the entity will be viable. And some of them, as the selected investor from what I have read, said they were going to provide what we call the baseline D18 and then gummy technology, which is the best in the world, and also provide a power solution and then connect to the national grid. And they all, in fact, and then build a refinery if they are permitted to.
I wanted to ask a question around the refinery.
No, they want to build a refinery.
That is for the consortium that must settle on.
Yes.
A part of
to build a refinery.
Ombe
refinery. I'm committed to build a refinery with 2.4 million metric tons capacity to feed Valco because bauxite no far.
Yeah.
What the fire refinery now be alumina. Alumina na ade koye aluminium.
Okay.
But Ghana need refinery.
Okay.
In your refinery now then we have the entire chain in place. Into bauxite no refinery no ma then it goes to according to report, that was one of the main things we consider for them because then they are ready to commit to the integrated initiative to give us the refinery that we lack. But in the course of the negotiations or further discussions, all these skeletons will be fleshing out. Now will be able to be but this will be Kase and Konfo Kana Valco is not on life support. Obi a Juma and a buy Kase. To your electricity bill, you have to shut down. Are you not on life support?
In fact, some of the 450 million indebtedness, no, tax liabilities cracker.
Yeah. This Juma or creditors calling their debts, their debt owed them. You shut down. Are you not on life support?
You are.
You are basically operating at the mercies of your creditors. Nti say ne omoka say we want our money. You have to shut down.
So for
maybe a life support
for an ordinary person be a okwa adwuma na we hu say your machines is adwuma no nim say 40,000 just way below what
just about 20%.
What the company should be able to do. You don't know who says say adwuma ekoso or back end na hu nioma the company is not sitting in a pretty place as we speak. Into some of these things no they are difficult but critical and important decisions what say abayin etumi eteki yeah, but that's the CEO. I think you've done well in explaining issues, especially with the industrial park. In the for Valco Dieno, time man a cabinet approval and the moment me a go ahead. Munim.
You know, say
above pay grade. So
you know, say Omoka send the mama approval yankwa. Yeah, fast because you perceive BBA cost no man paying no. It will be general cassette. Mr. Mabwa, the betimi yama Ghana, my second term, me buy the Mayamo mining. Okay. No sweat me at Aquajana home, I was from Jim.
Okay.
Sa intino so cassette, ya. Me there. Me a babuno, me my home didn't bear this with me. Me a queen. So a channel one bar, another channel by a chum. So, but some of the bad dear, maybe two and an
amono would include meeting staff.
Yeah, meeting staff. Okay. It's not. Mr. Jemino, yes, I my number. And it's open information. Can I get you know leader? Oh, my number. And I don't know one frame. I don't know one frame, Miss
Anyways, Matena with industrial park, so on penny back at the sword that being what catch them.
Oh, say it to me, Yananka within first quarter of Catisoda, and also what timelines are investors with the age.
Okay,
so investors now my so there. Once everything is set in place, they can start and do significant part of the work within 12 months.
Okay.
Into new age na so. Into say you catch here, say you could brief your man say you say. Into no nipa nkofonso person omo site into be katiso na so man my data. We catch your man or na katiso so tell dey your man no na decision to make.
Madam for Bakon 18 or executive director ma the Special Economic Zones Chamber. Or not say the government needs to pay attention to the Special Economic Zones Chamber. Without that, the investor in the industrial park may struggle. Or say currently the Special Economic Zones policy impasse. And it's something that whilst we are all thinking about the industrial park, they'll see a dream. Say they be an investor never.
What kind if you have me try some rich because I didn't say now kind we have to do broader and wider concept. Say I be ya you didn't see cabbage meet me in a juma. I was from you. Me basic kunyani at
yeah, and so that's papa. Thank you so much. We wish you